Today we are doing episode 4 of Real Cars versus GTA cars. We're going to be comparing the Paragon R, we're going to be comparing the Gauntlet Hellfire, the Comet SR, and the X80 Proto to their real life counterparts to see how well of a job Rockstar did at recreating these cars in GTA 5. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy the video and let's get into it. First up is going to be a Dodge Challenger Demon versus the Hellfire. I don't know why I haven't done this one before, but let's take a look at the overall body styling of these two vehicles. They look really good. Rockstar definitely did a great job. There's a few little things that we're gonna have to take a closer look at, but overall, the whole body styling of the vehicle looks really good. So let's start off by taking a look at the front bumpers. So the first thing that we can notice here is the bottom grills. They didn't do a great job on this, I'm not gonna lie. In real life, you can see the two side grills on the bottom. You can actually clearly see them compared to in-game, where they're very hard to see. And the main bottom grill in-game is more of a rectangle compared to in real life, where it's more of a trapezoid, and the whole grill on the bottom is just a little bit more curvy in real life. And obviously the main thing you notice is the headlights. In game we only have 2, in real life we have 4. That's one key point of the Challenger, and like it's pretty obvious. I wish we had more in game, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal, but it is a huge giveaway, and that's the one thing I'm not a huge fan of about the Hellfire in GTA 5. Next up, we got the side profiles. Take a good look here. On the front bumper, you can see that light, and the mirrors. Now let's take a look at the in-game version. It looks the exact same, except for that front light on the bumper, and of course the mirrors. That's pretty much the only thing that I noticed that is actually different. Other than that, they're pretty similar. Taking a look at it from here, the windows also look really good. The roof looks really good. Honestly, the side profile of the car in GTA 5 compared to real life is looking awesome. One thing I noticed, but honestly this happens for a lot of cars in GTA 5, there's no gas cap. The Challenger has an iconic gas cap. I love it, and they just don't have it in GTA 5. I don't really know why they don't put gas caps on a lot of cars in game, but some of them have them. Not too sure about that, but it's one thing I wish was in game too. Let's take a look at the rears. The main differences you see here are going to be the rear panel and the lower part of the bumper. Obviously the rear panel in real life has those Dodge Challenger taillights, which are awesome. And in game, we don't really have that. We have these like squares. Don't really know why. And then of course the bottom part is just completely different. It doesn't look anything like the one in real life, but it doesn't look terrible. It's just not the same whatsoever. The rears, honestly, they did not do the best job. I feel like they could have done a better job. Taking a look at the spoilers, they're honestly done pretty well. Nothing bad to say. There's a little indent on the one in real life compared to the one in game, which we don't have. Honestly though, they did a pretty decent job on that. Overall, the car is looking pretty damn decent. There's a few things that don't look the same at all, and a lot of other stuff that looks really good. For instance, like the hoods, we don't have the Demon hood in GTA 5. The front bumpers look a little different, but the same styling. The headlights are missing on the one we have in game. The rear bumpers, honestly, they're just not that great, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if the headlights were a little more similar to real life, it would have been better, but sadly they're not. But overall, the car is done pretty well. The whole body style looks practically the exact same. It's just a few little things that are off. But like I said, overall, the car is done really well. Next up, we have the X80 Proto and the Ferrari F80 in real life. Now, right here we can see they look really similar. But you're gonna notice a few key differences that we're gonna have to go over in a minute. But overall, they're looking really good. I'm not sure if they've made this Ferrari yet in real life, but it looks pretty damn sick, and I'm not a Ferrari fan. Let's start off with the front bumpers here. You can see those angles coming in from the fenders straight down to meet right in the middle, and the hood will look really good on both vehicles. You could see some aerodynamic vent pieces, I guess, right underneath that on both the vehicles. The overall styling is the same, but the shapes are a little different. You can see in the dead center middle of the bumper, in real life, there's nothing there. But in game, we have like some body piece blocking it. Overall, the fronts are done really well, and they look very similar. One thing I noticed, we could see the suspension in game, but in real life, we don't. I'm not sure if we can in real life or not, but with this specific model that I have, we can't see the suspension. So I'm not really sure exactly what it looks like in real life in terms of that, but in game we see it, real life we don't. Next up, the side profiles. They're done pretty well, but there's one big difference that I could see, and that is going to be on the real life version. You can see where the door is, it bulges out a ton, compared to the in-game version where it does not do that at all. The front and the back fenders look the exact same. Curving onto the roof from the back looks the exact same, but it's just that door panel that looks completely different. You can see here from this bird's eye view angle, there's a big difference there compared to the in-game version. Next up, let's take a look at the rears. They're done really well. The overall styling is practically the exact same, but the one thing you definitely will notice is the taillights, and that's the main thing that's different about the rears on this car. In-game, we have like these rectangle shape type of things, and in real life, we have the Ferrari circles. Don't really know what to call them, but the Ferrari taillights, you know what I mean. Everything else though looks to be really good. I'm not sure where the exhausts are in real life compared to in-game, but honestly, it looks really good. Another little thing is going to be the mirrors. I think they're done really well. The only issue is they're not in the right spot. In game, they're more connected to the body compared to in real life where they're more connected to the roof. Overall, the car is done really well. The main differences I could see are that bulge that comes out right in the middle of the car, and of course the roof. In game we have one, and in real life there really isn't much of a roof. But overall the car is done really, really well. By the way, be sure to check out DigiZani. They'll hook you up with tons of discounted games, gaming accessories, discounted gift cards, and in-game currency for dozens of your favorite games. Don't forget to use code FROLICS at checkout for a 10% discount. Next up, we have the Comet SR versus a Porsche 997 GT2 RS, and I have to say, they look pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. There's a few key things that you'll notice about the Comet SR in game compared to the Porsche in real life, but we're gonna get into that in a minute. Let's start off by taking a look at the fronts of the vehicles. The first thing you notice are the headlights, obviously. In real life, they're way more circular. In game, they are still circular, but they're still a little different. If you look inside the headlights, the bulbs, they look to be the exact same style, just different shapes. Taking a look at the bottom there, the grills, the exact same. The middle grille, the exact same like I said though, just different shapes. The styling though is there, which is what you want. It looks really good. Next up, the side profiles. First thing you're gonna notice are the vents. In real life, we have them. We have two vents in real life actually, one on the rear and one on the front fender. But in game, we only have the one on the back fender. And that one is just a little different of a style. And the windows, the shape looks the exact same. That's awesome. The hoods, honestly, they're not the same at all. They look both like Porsche hoods, but like the main difference is we don't have any modifications for the hoods except the carbon hood for the Porsche in game. But overall, the side profile is done pretty well. Taking a look at them from a bird's eye view, you can see one little difference, and that's the fact that the Porsche in real life is a lot more straight compared to in-game where it bulges out a lot more at the back, and then it's straight going in, but it's still a little bit curved. That's just one thing I noticed. Plus, you could see the iconic Porsche headlights clearly from a bird's eye view compared to the in-game version where you can only see a small portion of them. Next up, we have the rears of these vehicles. I don't see any similarities whatsoever here. They look completely different. The only similarities I really see are the exhaust shapes are the same and the logo is in the same spot. But GTA and Rockstar, they just do the whole rear a completely different way for Porsches in GTA 5. Honestly, it still looks good, but it's GTA styling. It's nothing like what we have in real life. If it was more like what we have in real life, I think it would look really cool, but honestly, it looks good still in game, but it does not look like the real life version at all. One cool thing I noticed, the roll cage, they look the exact same, which is kind of cool. I never really noticed that before, but like the overall styling is practically the exact same. Overall, the cars are done pretty well. There's a lot of key differences and key similarities. Honestly though, I don't think this was the best job Rockstar's done at recreating a car in GTA 5. Next up, we have the Paragon R versus the Bentley Continental GT. And this car is done very well. Take a look at the overall styling. One thing I noticed, the rims are the exact same stock rims, which is insane. But let's start off with the front ends of these cars. The first thing you notice, the grills, practically identical. The bottom grills, practically identical. The headlights are the exact same, but in game we have 3 and in real life we have 2. Overall, the front end is done perfectly. Side profile time. They look pretty decent. You can see in the rear it's bulged out a little bit more compared to the in real life version, and the mirrors are also a little bit different, but overall it looks to be done pretty well. You can also notice that vent it has on the front fender. In real life it doesn't have that. It has a smaller one on the bottom, but the overall look from the side profile looks really, really good, especially the windows. They're literally identical. There's honestly no difference you see really other than that vent, and at the rear, that big fender. Overall, done really, really well. Next, we have the rears. One big difference you can see right away is the taillights. That's the main thing you notice. They are completely different taillights, but in-game they still look really good. Another thing you notice is the license plate holders. They're practically the exact same, except in-game it's just upside down. Another thing you notice, in-game you can see how it's a little more shadowy, I guess, where the logo is. There's a reason behind that. That's literally because the back end of the vehicle is angled more compared to the in real life version. But it still looks really, really good, setting aside those key little differences in terms of the headlights. Overall, the vehicle looks amazing. Another vehicle that Rockstar did an outstanding job on. The main thing you'll notice is those headlights and that rear fender sticking out a little bit more, and of course the tail lights. But other than that, the car looks practically perfect. I really hope you guys enjoyed episode 4 of Real Life Cars vs GTA 5 Cars. Be sure to comment some more cars that you guys want to see me do down below in the comment section. And also, if you want to post some video suggestions down below, I read all of my comments no matter what. And I actually made this video because one of you guys commented down below saying make another episode of this. So I just did it. So if you want to see anything, be sure to comment it down below. I think all of the vehicles in this video look pretty decent except for the Porsche. Everything else looked pretty damn good though. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comment section. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one.